Friggin' what up, dude? Strider Wilson, and I'm the host of this podcast that's mine, going to be called History is Dank. History is Dank with Strider Wilson. Dankness from the
Friggin' what up, dude? Welcome back to another ep of History is Dank, dude. I'm your host, Strider Wilson, dude. See what I did there? We got Aaron playing hurt right now, beasting it on the sticks, got a little head cold. Aaron, how you holding up, bro?
I'm all right.
You're a freaking king, dude. That's what I'm saying. And we got an extra special fucking treat today on History is Dank. We have one of the Stoke Lords himself, dude. The freaking, a father to be, a stoker at heart, the smartest dude I know, the best dude I know, JT motherfucking Parr.
What up, dudes? Stoked to be here. High praise. It couldn't mean more coming from anybody else.
I shouldn't say we. Thank you. And by the way, I mean every word. So stoked here. It's good to hang, dude. We've been busy.
It's nice. I haven't seen you a ton. Yeah. When's the last time we kicked it?
We lifted. Did the Omo.
Oh, that was fun. Dude, I was sore for 3 days. My lower back, not feeling great. You kicked my butt on it. You beat me by a full minute.
Dude, my wrists were fucking killing me. Because I don't hold the bar. The next day, I was like, oh, it affected my gaming, dude.
Really?
Yeah. So I was even worse.
Damn, dude. Playing hurt, playing video games.
Yeah.
People don't talk about it.
No, I wasn't pinging as well, dude. Guys kind of, because I'm kind of known for getting killed and then pinging, and then other guys can get kills.
Value add.
And I couldn't do that, so I kind of had to call it an early night, watch an episode of The Bear.
Yeah, did you finish it?
I finished season 1, loved it. About to start season 2.
I did something goofy. I only watched the back half of season 2.
People say it's different, and I don't know if that's good. People go, it's different.
I really like it. I like how earnest it is. I like the extreme close-ups that they use in the conversations.
Yes.
There's something very like humanist about it. I love the needle drops. He picked a really specific soundtrack that's like very like heartfelt, almost like you almost feel like you're watching like Full House sometimes in terms of like the sentimentality. But then on the other side of that, there's a lot of like hardcore stuff that's like, you know, the uglier parts of life. And yeah, it's an interesting combination. I'm just glad someone's out there making shows like that.
Totally. It's so, episode 1, I was like, I'm in on all these characters. I disliked some characters. I liked some, but I was invested in every character.
But they were provoking feeling out of you.
Exactly.
That is what art is supposed to do.
And I loved how you said the close-ups of the faces. And this is me basically patting myself on the back right now, where I was talking about the show and I go, they shoot the scenes really up close. They also shoot the city up close.
Yeah.
These people it's not a wide of the Chicago high-rise, it's a close-up of the high-rise. And then these people are the city.
Yeah, dude, they do a great job with the city. It's romantic. It's a romantic show. I think all art is romantic, you know? You're making something about people. These are real people with real problems, trying to figure it out.
I mean, Aaron, how can you not be romantic about baseball?
I mean, yeah.
Just got you, dude. For those of you that don't know, Aaron doesn't like Moneyball, dude. And I just freaking hammered him with a Moneyball quote, dude.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's a romantic film.
Very romantic.
You say so.
Because it's supposed to be about numbers, but it's about people who work using numbers.
It's not about baseball.
And life's not about numbers, but we use numbers.
Is baseball even about baseball, Aaron?
Baseball's definitely about numbers, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The most numbered thing ever.
Yeah.
It's more numbery than like the stock market.
You don't even need to watch games. Just look at the numbers, dude. So today we're going to be going through, funny enough, some numbers. Grade numbers. We're going through grades 1 through 12 for our international audiences. That's American curriculum. That's going to be your grammar school. You might then middle school and high school. Maybe you
Those are the 3 big tranches of
yes.
Yeah.
In the United States, 1 through 5 is grammar, 6 through 8 is middle, and then 9 through 12 is high school. These are our formative years. I looked up our years. We both graduated in 2006, so we're dating ourselves here. And then first grade for us was 94.
Yep.
So starting in 94, going through 2006, we're going to rank the best grades.
Yep.
And then JT, how are we going to do it? You came to me with this beautiful idea. Thank you to our sponsor, Factor, dude. Looking for a wholesome, convenient meal to support sunny, active days? It's summer, dude. I'm outside. I'm wearing no shirt, indoors, getting kicked out of businesses, and that's fine, dude. Especially the grocery store, because I'm not buying them because I got Factor, dude. America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit can help you fuel up fast with flavorful and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. Head to factormeals.com/dank50 and use code DANK50 to get 50% off. That's code DANK50 at factormeals.com/DANK50 to get 50% off. Finally, dude, the season of summer travel has arrived. So whether you're heading out to a road trip or rushing through the airport, why not skip the usual stress of travel and chill out with Datgrass? That's what I do, dude. And don't worry, all their products are TSA approved. Boom. Right now, Datgrass is offering our listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/dank. Go to dadgrass.com/dank for 20% off your first order. That's dadgrass.com/dank.
So I think we're going to start at the top. We're going to rank them by best grade and then go backwards. So we'll switch off. One of us will pick what we think is the #1, meaning the best grade, and then someone else will go #2, and then we'll amplify on that. So our list is going to be a combination of both of our feelings. There might be some spread there, but I feel like we're going to be on the same page.
I feel like we'll be pretty close to the same page, and I feel like our criterion will sort of come out as we go, but we're going to include, curriculum of that year. We're going to include maybe some crushes that we had that year. We're going to include the fucking social events from that year, pop culture, everything that was going on.
I think, for me, it's like there's 3 things, right? It's the curriculum of the year, which is the toughest to kind of value. Then there's where you're at in your life in that year.
Huge. Also difficult.
And then there's what was going on in the world in that year. So
yep, that's exactly right.
Those are the 3 big fuckers.
Yeah, those are the fucking avenues. And within those avenues, those are the 3 rivers. And in those rivers, there are many tributaries that will branch out and come along to form the fucking dank ass cascade of fucking chillness that we're about to throw out right now. So
you're at 3 River Stadium right now.
Let's go, baby. Where's that stadium?
That was where the Steelers used to play.
Love that.
Tough to kick.
Really? Oh, because it's by the...
Yeah, I mean, if we get into 5th and 6th grade, I'll have to talk about Chris Brown.
Oh, here we go.
His 4 field goals versus the Ravens. I'm about to lose my fucking mind.
Dude, if you ranked everything based on just the Steelers and how they did that...
They had a lot of good years.
You know who would do that? Maurice with the Bears. He'd come in and do that for real. Like, I had a tough hot dog in 2nd grade. Ruined it for me. Okay, so I think JT being the guest today and being honored to have your presence, I feel like you should have the honors of going with our #1... What's the fucking best grade?
I'm going sophomore year of high school.
That was my #1.
Of course,
I'm not even kidding. That was my #1,
well, and
dude.
it's really #1 for...
Dude, yes.
Why is it #1? It's got one thing. It has one thing, and it changes your life more than anything else.
You drive.
You drive.
Yep.
You drive, and suddenly you're not stuck on someone else's timetable. You're free to go where you want. And all of a sudden, in a moment, the world just expands and opens up. And then, for most kids, I lost my license after a month.
Yeah,
but
Ford Lightning, dude. Fucking just every cop knew JT's name, dude.
I lost my license quick, but I could still bum rides from homies. Dude, sophomore year, I also think the driving's huge because that's really when you start to party too. Because before then, you could go to a party and drink, and I was good at bumming rides from like older kids, but your parents got to pick you up. You don't want to be sloshed in the car with them.
Yeah.
So your buddy can take you. You got a DD. And then you go rage and you can leave. And it's, you have freedom. It's really, you have freedom for the first time.
It's the best, dude. There's a word called sophomoric for it, where you can have a little hubris. Life is getting to your head a little bit. And you're not a freshman, you're not a noob anymore. You've got some experience.
Yeah.
And you're not, and I don't want to do spoilers for other grades, but you're not stressed out about your future yet. You're in high school, dude.
Kids start having sex.
Kids are fucking, not these
not
kids.
Us.
No,
not
no,
us.
no.
But it's on the table.
Yes.
You go to a party, it could happen.
You think tonight my little penis could get a little something special.
And look, we both had about 8 more years before it went down.
Oh, yeah.
But those were, that first year. And then, dude, when you're going to a party and you're like, is she going to be there?
Big time, bro.
And then you're like, I think tonight could be my night. Like,
Yeah.
we were flirting a little bit 3 days earlier.
Is Christy going to be there?
Yeah, and then some other older guy comes in.
Of course.
And bogarts her time.
Of course.
But you know what? You figure it out.
The best was sophomore year. took a very pretty girl to it was the dance where the girl asks you. Winter formal, known as Sadie Hawkins, but is our winter formal. And
first year you could go to all the dances at our high school too.
True as well. And I got asked by a very attractive girl, Nicole's her name, preserved the last name, and then the coolest senior basketball player.
Very cool.
Basically, very strong, could dunk, cool, good crossover, hit a ton of threes, beat Mater Dei, a miracle at Moiso, incredible. And I got to the after party, and he came up and he came up and was actually cool. He goes, "What up, bro? Thanks, dude." As if to say, hey, thanks for watching the girl that we all knew I was going to hook up with for the night.
I want to give you more credit on this. First of all, a lot of pretty girls were into you.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate it.
And then
that,
I think what happened is you got undercut by your bros when it came, because dudes' minds broke when she asked you.
Oh, dude.
And then
insane.
so dudes were like, "What's up with that? Like, what's up?" But then I do remember, I think it was Cameron. He said, guys were talking about it. They're like, "Can you believe like the prettiest girl in school asked Strider to the dance?" And then Cameron went, "Well, Strider is kind of the coolest guy in our grade."
Dude, that's high praise. And you were in our grade. You actually at that point were you already kicked out?
No, I got kicked out after this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's high praise. You were the coolest guy too. We were the two cool. Let's be honest.
That's
we were
what
the
this
coolest guys. Dude, we were the fucking men.
We're doing this. This isn't sad. It's cool.
Dude, draft's
It's
over.
Cool.
We're gonna now play high school wrestling footage for the rest of the podcast. You're gonna watch us pin dudes.
Yeah. If you look right here, dude, I go for the single leg. Yeah. This kid was pretty tough.
No, I did it, but the thing in my head at the time, I was like, I was the funny guy. I was so...
You were a little outgunned.
I needed to be in control, so that's why I made jokes. I didn't want to be let down, or like I didn't want to be shut down by a girl, so I was like, make jokes. So I took myself out of the game too.
Well,
Sexual
she had been,
non-threat.
she had been dating like, I think she was dating like before you, like a guy who had like his MBA. Like she was dating like, you know, it was, the girls, they get to go through some of that stuff earlier because the creepy older guys
Big time.
kind of, you know, drag them into a more accelerated life.
Totally.
And we're kind of, you know, watching from a distance. But that's the other thing about sophomore year, though. You kind of come into your body a bit more, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you kind of start to have your man body. Like, I think weightlifting numbers, I would guess, go up the most between freshman and sophomore year.
Totally.
Is that when you start to, like, it's when you start putting plates on the bar and you're like, okay, I think I'm actually, like that's when you can almost... I would say sophomore year is the first real year where you're like, I can beat up my dad.
Yes.
For most people. There's anomalous people like Mike Tyson's yoked at 12, but like for most people, I feel like sophomore year, you're like, okay, I think I could kick the old man's ass.
Exactly. That's when you step up, and that's when you have your own car and your freedom, and you say, fuck you, bitch. And then you take your dad's car too.
Yeah,
Did that a few times.
I mean, they're paying for everything. Yeah. And then sophomore year too, I think, what was going on musically? I think... Franz Ferdinand came out. The Killers. The Killers came out when we were sophomores.
Mr. Brightside, bro.
That came out when we were sophomores. What were the other big...
Final season of Friends.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, was that 50 Cent? Was that sophomore year? Or
that was freshman year.
Okay.
And that was huge. That was freshman year. Get Rich or Die Trying, we were freshmen.
Yes.
And that was a game changer.
Also, Return of the King came out that year, Lord of the Rings, just in case you're wondering. Sick.
But sophomore year, I think, was Kanye West. I think that's when College Dropout came out.
Huge album.
And that was gigantic.
Yes.
I think Usher's album came out sophomore year. That was big.
Just
Lord of the Rings were probably the big movies. Like I think like Return of the King was kind of...
That was it. Yeah, exactly. That was the one that came out that year. Facebook launched that. That's when Zuckerberg started Facebook, was our sophomore year.
And then curriculum-wise... So it's easiest for me to remember history and English. Was that the same for you?
Yeah, because you get signed books. I kind of remember the books that I would read that year.
Yeah.
And we had the best English class that year.
We did.
Things Fall Apart, great book.
Yeah.
And then what else did we read that year?
Yeah, can you get it?
Fuck.
Same continent.
Oh, was it, fuck.
It's kind of the way...
Oh, Heart of Darkness.
Heart of Darkness.
Yes. Yes.
So is it 2 books? Do you read 2 books a year in high school? Is it 1 book per semester and then you read a Shakespeare play?
That might be right.
Is that the breakdown?
That might be
Do you remember
right.
which Shakespeare play we read?
That year, did we read... Was it Romeo and Juliet?
That's freshman year.
Fuck.
Dude, you know what's hilarious too? I'm very proud of myself for remembering this because I had all Fs. I didn't read any of this shit.
But you were reading like other books.
But
dude.
I do remember what was assigned. No, The Tempest.
Oh, we did read The Tempest, yes. What was not Polonius?
Cannibal or whoever.
Canton Floss, maybe. Canton Floss?
The crazy guy, right? What's the crazy guy's name in that?
Prosper? Not Cal.
There's like a savage in it, and that character really like, for some reason, has like historical significance. But yeah, Tempest, bro.
I do remember
Washed
reading
up
that.
on the rock. Mm-hmm. What did you? I didn't read Things Fall Apart. What was your takeaway from it? It's about hubris, right? Because then we watched A Few Good Men. Caliban, yeah, that's right.
Caliban, nice, dude. That was a good book. It was great. Okonkwo, yep. And about masculinity. It's about masculinity and ego, the fragility of masculinity, and the role of man. It was a great book.
It was sad because he lost his status, right? He was like the village chief, and then imperialists come through and they kind of make him obsolete and marginalize him. Do you remember we were like, dude, we're such meatheads, dude, even though I'm not even good at sports. Like, dude, it's so funny. You, me, and Ferraro spent like an hour talking about how big we thought Okonkwo would be in real life.
Yes.
We're like, dude, I think he's like 6'4", like 210, because they said he's kind of wiry strong, but he's not like super skinny. Like, he's definitely 2 bills. And we just tried to like
stoked on that.
Yeah,
dude.
we just tried to figure out what his numbers were.
That was just our book report, was just how jacked he was, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Jacked,
What
dude.
his workout regimen would be.
All right. I love that our list was 10th grade was number 1. That was my number 1. Now, I want to get a little too creative here, but I'm not going to.
What are you're gonna bend?
No, I'm not bending.
Tell me
necessarily.
what were you gonna do?
I was thinking of like being like, it's cool to be top dog, and I was like, what level of top dog do I want to pick right now?
Oh, interesting. I think that's right.
But my bend is, and maybe I'll just go with my gut, but I want to pick 8th grade.
I think that was my that was my number 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, good. 8th grade. First of all, good movie by fucking Bo Burnham. If you've never seen
Very
that,
good movie.
great
Yeah,
movie.
that guy's a man.
But you're the top dog in middle school, dude. Mm-hmm. You're the coolest. There are kids getting to third base at this point. Not me, not these guys, but it's happening.
Dude, it's so funny. I was talking to all day about like, wait, what sexual stage are you at this year? And it's even if it's not happening to you, you're keenly aware of, like, you could point to a person and be like, I know what sexual acts that person has done.
Bro,
that guy has had 2 hand jobs.
Correct.
I know he has had 2
Guys
hand
have
jobs.
hookup stats.
Right.
I know every hookup stat, and I know that there's a kid named Casey. He got kicked out. I went to St. Mary's. He got kicked out, went to Niguel Hills. All the bad kids went to Niguel Hills. I think there was a class called skateboarding. That's a lie, but every kid would just skateboard and spray paint. And those kids were smoking weed. And if you were on the bus, you were going to get flicked off. I think that's how you had to ride the bus.
Dude, they were some wild dudes. I went to
Yeah.
a Dana Hills football game. I saw a kid get his head kicked in.
Yeah, dude.
And I laughed as a trauma response. Just seemed like I
Totally.
was cool with it.
You're like,
But I still remember it to this day.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah, this dude he was getting pulled off him. He swung his foot down on his head.
That's a great point, too. High school football games, bro.
Violent.
Awesome.
Violent.
Yeah, and so gnarly.
Oh,
It's
but
just
the
social,
best.
dude.
What a great scene.
You don't go in the bleachers. You hang out. At our high school, it was like you hang out to the side of the
Yeah.
bleachers. You're just hanging out, dude. No
Can
one.
you imagine being a parent walking by that
dude.
and be like, what is this motley mess? Like, get out of here.
It's insane. But then, like, when you're an upperclassman, you're like, no, I'm going to watch. But it makes more sense because your friends are actually in the game.
Totally.
But, okay, back to 8th grade. You're the fucking king of middle school. You know you're going to high school next. You're so excited for it. You're a little bit afraid. But right now, you're the fucking top dog. You've gone through, oftentimes it's 1st grade to 8th grade. So you're literally the king of everyone on your fucking campus. You're the coolest. You know, you're having birthday parties where you're seeing movies and you're eating at fun restaurants, at least in Orange County. That's what we did. You're seeing fucking movies like Austin Powers. You're quoting them. And it's just a great time.
Yeah, I think it's a... 7th grade is tough, too, because all the girls sprout up.
Yeah.
And they hit puberty first. And so you're kind of like, and your brain is hormonally just a disaster. Like, I was crying all the time, and like 8th grade, you got it a little more together. Like, you're starting to come into like kind of an adult understanding of the world.
Yes.
But I wasn't as erratic as I was in 7th grade. I was settled a bit more.
7th is a tough one. I mean, we'll see where it falls on our
Vicious.
list.
And kids are at their most vicious in 7th grade.
Everyone's body's changing. Every defense mechanism imaginable is being
Psychos.
put
We're
up.
all psychos.
Huge psychos.
Penis size comes into the conversation.
Everything is about your dick.
Everything.
Everything is penis. Changing in the PE room, you know, we're body gloving each other. It's just brutal. But few things going on in the world. Probably for me, it's my favorite year because it was the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan that year. No, I'm kidding. But that did happen. Ground forces moved in. 8th grade was also, oh, this is big, actually, a negative. That was September 11th, 2001, like started our 8th grade year.
I was just remembering that. Yeah.
Yeah, that started our year. Very gnarly. But to now do a little yin and yang here to bring back some stoke. Nickelback released How You Remind Me that year.
Dude, that was a banger, bro.
Fucking huge banger. The Office started, that was the British Office came out that year.
Kind of the end of that whole like rock movement too, of like just like they'll come up on some other grades that I'm going to mention, but like the Limp Bizkit Korn thing kind of ended.
True.
At that point.
Very true. Moving into more rap. This is more.
Yeah, more hip hop and more like thoughtful like alt rock stuff.
Yes.
Like your like I don't know, like your Killers, like your Franz Ferdinand's, like stuff that was more rooted in like cool 70s music and stuff.
Yes, I was going to ask, when did the Strokes, not the Strokes, the White Stripes come out?
Yeah, so it was about,
era.
It was like right then they were starting to really bust through.
Yeah.
And then there were still like some Evanescences coming out, but it had shifted to like kind of probably a higher brow version.
I remember we went to Jingle Ball. I don't remember what year that was, but that was a fun one. But yeah, 8th grade, I think it's just, you're learning in school, it's American history,
dude,
U.S. history.
For my money, the best curriculum is 8th grade.
It's good stuff.
It's American. You do Civil War. You learn all about the government because you go to D.C.
Yes, your D.C. trip.
It's the D.C. trip, so they get you into the weeds on all that stuff. And then English was amazing that year because you read Anne Frank, so you learn about the Holocaust.
Yep.
You got to do your Holocaust report.
Yep.
Which is really, important.
Moving, yes.
But then we read Animal Farm.
Whoa, that's a good one.
And so it was the first time I really got introduced to different. I feel like up until 8th grade, you're learning about just the way America does things. And then 8th grade is the first year where they're like, this is how other systems work. And I remember, dude, when you first learn about communism.
Oh, dude.
You're kind of like, because you've only heard about it as a boogeyman. And then when you first read about it, because on paper, it's way better than capitalism. I don't know about practical application.
Yeah, practical bad, but paper, yes.
But you look at it, you're like, I remember my 8th grade teacher, Huvestal, I was like, this is communism? She's like, looks pretty good, huh? I was like, yeah, this looks better.
Yeah.
And my mind was just blown.
Yeah. But then it doesn't work. Just people are corrupt. Human nature sneaks in.
Yeah, I mean, none of them work that great. But yeah, I'm with you 100. Dude.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean,
but
we're trying to do
curriculum.
Our best. Great
curriculum.
Yeah, I enjoyed the curriculum in 8th grade.
I mean, you got Civil War too. You must have loved it.
I loved that stuff. I think that's when I kind of found out that I liked history. You could watch some banger movies. Like we did watch Gettysburg. Boring movie. Boring.
Glory though.
The best. Should have been watching that. Okay, JT, the ball is in your court.
Bro, I'm following your same logic. Where
I love what I'm
you
hearing.
want to be king of the castle, right? That's the good one. But I'm going to swerve from high school because we've already got sophomore year on there.
Huge.
Which, is more anxiety inducing than the upperclassmen years, but it's more exciting too. It's you're blossoming. But I'm going to go with 5th grade as my number 3.
I love this.
5th grade, you are kind of smart now.
Yeah.
Click start.
You can read.
Click start.
True.
Like I've heard from the ladies that's when the mean girl stuff starts to kick in.
Really?
Yeah, that's when it's like, little ostracization, little like rumor, little, withering looks, that sort of shit.
Yep.
And then
passive aggressive shit.
And then for the dudes, you're really into chicks for the first time.
Yes.
Like all the governors are off. It's like, no, I have a crush on a girl. You can talk about it openly. It's accepted.
You're at a sleepover. You're having a sleepover. You're saying, who do you like?
Cooties are gone.
Yep.
Cooties are gone. And then, but here's the nice part about it. It's before anyone's getting fingered.
Yes. It's pure. It's
innocent.
Yes. There's innocence to it. That's
it's sweet.
Exactly.
It's a handhold. It's like, look, I have a girlfriend. What does that mean? It just means my heart belongs to someone.
Correct. It's so true, dude. It's so true. I had a huge crush on a girl named Danielle who did become my middle school girlfriend. I called her on the phone once, and that was our whole relationship.
She's a ballet dancer now.
She's huge. Technically, we never broke up. Pretty messed up. Pretty fucking messed up.
You're married now.
I'm married, yeah. Exactly.
Poly,
Speaking of which,
dude.
should put this on, dude.
Dude, you're so poly,
dude.
bro.
Dude, that's the thing, dude. I'm freaking Gen Z, dude. I'm freaking poly. I'm legit, dude.
I'll also say 5th grade, culturally, I think that's the first year you start to. That's the first year I started like buying CDs.
Yeah.
That was like the first year I
Yeah.
started like having taste in
Great
things.
call.
Like taste began in 5th grade, and I didn't have good taste, and it was wide ranging. Like I liked Kid Rock, Limp Bizkit was huge. Will Smith had Wild Wild West came out. I learned about Blink 182, even though I think they're
Blink, bro.
The Offspring was huge.
I loved the yeah.
I started knowing who directors were. I started being like, oh, that's a Steven Soderbergh movie. Oh, that's a Quentin Tarantino. Those were kind of like the first directors because they made like they made cool stuff.
Also, everyone's first director, Kevin Smith. Everyone knows
Yeah.
about Jay and Silent Bob. You're like, that's
Exactly.
the first guy you know who has like a style.
Those are funny too, like the
Yeah.
anti-authority stuff. Like
Yes.
SLC Punk was like a really popular movie.
I thought, what's his name, was the coolest guy in the world, Matthew Lillard.
He was different. He's unique.
Yeah, he's got good reactions to stuff.
Can you do a Lillard?
You stabbed me, bro.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, big time.
Big, very
Jim Carrey-ish
gesture.
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
What
yeah,
I was gonna say, bad taste. I was aware. Usually, I'd go to a movie and I'd be like, I like every movie I see. Every movie I see is fun. I'm at a movie, it's fun. I don't know. I went and saw a movie in January. I think it was 5th grade. At First Sight with Val Kilmer at Ocean Ranch Theater.
that's a bad movie.
And Gavin and I were both just like, what the fuck did we just watch, dude?
That was a bad
Two
movie.
kids shouldn't be seeing that movie
That
either,
was a
dude.
bad movie,
It was
dude.
so bad, dude.
Sad ending too.
Yeah, it's a bad ending because he loses his vision again.
And he's at the hockey game and he just
Yeah.
can't see anymore.
Yeah.
That was a bummer of a movie. I did like though when he's blind and he's giving her the massage.
Nice scene.
And he's really good at massage. And he knows where she's from just from like the knots in her
yeah.
back. He's like, you must be from Bay Bridge. She's like, how do you know? He's like, your lower back. You're riding a cab a lot across the bridge. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, you're like, this is nice.
I'm like, I just did a horrible tongue action.
Oh no, I love that action. Let me do that. Hey, we're very pro perverted tongue action on this pod, dude.
And then 5th grade curriculum, Revolutionary War. I remember that. And then which books did you read? I think I know the two we read. Also, I think this is when they introduce sadness into the English curriculum.
Do you read Where the Red Fern Grows?
That was 6th grade for me, but sad.
Very sad.
But one of them was a happy book and lighthearted, more what you'd get in elementary school, and the other one was like, what the fuck? We did the one where the two kids are running
Bridge to
away.
Terabithia?
That was gonna be the other one. That's
Yeah.
the sad one.
Yeah.
Bridges to
Fuck that
Terabithia.
movie, bro.
And
Yeah.
the girl.
Yeah.
It's any 4th grader in here who hasn't read the book yet. I'm sorry, but
Is any 4th graders
this
listening?
sweethearted girl who like lives in a world of imagination. The main guy doesn't show up one time to play, and she like falls off a tree and dies.
Yeah.
She gets a freaking TBI and she's gone.
Yeah. I needed to read that.
Bummer, dude. But I think that's when they start bringing the sadness in.
True. It's true.
And
the
then
world's a real place.
I think the other book was the museum one, right? Where the two kids are hiding in the museum at night.
Fuck, I don't remember that.
We had to do
one.
a panorama. What about panoramas?
Oh, fun. Panoramas. Mine were always terrible. I have no artistic bone in my body.
Did you make them yourself?
No, my mom helped me out.
My mom was great at 'em.
Shit. But
Put
my mom's not
glitter
very
in 'em and
artistic,
shit.
dude.
How many of those things? Oh, you know what else we read in 5th grade? Was folk tales.
Oh, like the Tall Tales.
Tall
like,
Tales, Tall Tales.
Like Paul Bunyan and Pecos Pete.
And you had to write your own.
Those were fun.
And this girl, Katie, did a beautiful one about, it was like Wicked. She did one of revisionist history where the ox, Babe, is the main character, and Paul Bunyan took all the credit for everything. And she kind of blew my mind. Because I was like, that's so
That's
conceptually-
creative.
She was very smart. And knowing now her mom wrote articles for the OC Register, so you tell me where it came from.
Thank you
I don't
very
mean to still
much.
be competitive.
Thank you.
30 years after the fact.
Don't know if this is going to be the spotlight right here on that, but yeah.
When did you start TPing?
You know, I think one of my first TPs was it might have been like 5th grade, dude.
I think 5th grade is when you first do a
Yeah.
TP. 5th or 6th grade.
I remember my buddy Jeff and I TP'd this kid, Chris. His dad gave us the green light. He's like, be back in 1 hour. And we snuck across the fence in the hunt club and TP'd this kid, Chris. It's great.
Did you ever get cornered by coyotes when you were out TPing?
Whoa, no. Did you?
Yeah, one time.
Dude.
Me, Greg, and Hunter. 3 of them bearing
Whoa.
down on us. I had my jacket off. I was like, gah, gah.
Dude, that's terrifying.
It was scary.
Who'd you guys get?
Katie Morris.
Yeah, dude, yeah, bro.
She's a sweetheart.
She's a very sweet girl, dude.
Nice girl.
Oh man.
But that was like, that's how you showed you liked someone.
It's true. It's very true. All right. Here we go. Another great grade. I think we got to just keep it proper here. I got to go senior year of high school, 12th grade.
Dude, I think we drilled
mean,
this.
bro,
I think
we're
senior year
dominating
probably
right
should have been
now.
number 3, but
Yeah.
I wanted to put 5th grade there.
We got to
Because of
bounce
the
it to senior.
innocence.
Yeah, exactly. It's a beautiful thing. And look, you're a senior in high school. You're the coolest. You're the coolest. You're the top dog. You think you've got the world figured out. You're about to go to college and learn. You don't, but
you're confident too.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like I remember I wouldn't even go to the school, but I remember you telling me senior year of high school is when you started like farting in class.
Yeah, it would do that.
But people loved it because it was confident.
Yeah, I would raise my hand. It was an English class. The teacher would be holding a discourse. I'd raise my hand. And I go, yeah. She'd go, yeah, straight. I go, and then fart. And then Brooks would go, and I go, yeah, dude.
No, but it is funny.
It's the best. And then the teacher would go, get out.
You know what's cool about senior year? You're comfortable not being cool for the first time.
That's true.
Like,
and that's cool.
Yeah, like you'll host a pep rally and you'll be a goofball. And you don't feel like you have to act like James Dean or anything like that. You're like, no, I'm going to have school spirit. I'm going to be sensitive and funny, and I don't have to be like... I felt a lot of like my bravado go away, and I was more at peace with myself
totally
that way.
And you're sort of setting the social rules, the parties that you're throwing, which you always threw the most epic ragers, even before senior year. But even then, it was like... There was no more older dudes coming in and swooping the girls.
No.
Granted, we weren't doing that, but now our buddies were able to hook up with the girls.
I think that's to our credit. We weren't coaching the younger grades.
That is true. We were cool.
Whether it be out of fear, rejection, whatever it was.
It wasn't happening.
We were cool.
We actually got invited to a wedding. We were so sexually non-threatening, and one of our good girlfriend's dads fought for us to get invited to a wedding. He loved the way we partied so much. He loved the way we treated his daughter so much.
We were super nice to him.
Dude, we would bring over beers to their house in the backyard, hang out.
If you knew all we bullied Liz a lot. We bullied her, but nothing like untoward. We just you and me just treated her like a guy kind
exactly.
of.
Like we'd give her a noogie and be like we treated her like like one of the dudes basically.
And I would be naked at parties, but that was more in college. But never in a sexual way. I just thought it was libertine.
It was very libertine. I remember one time we had a great skinny dipping session. This was after everyone went home.
That's the other thing.
And all the bros skinny dipped. It was great.
When you're a senior, you're kind of just comfortable with your body. You're like, yeah, I don't care if I have like a little dong. I'll be naked because I know who I am.
And it was the best, dude. We would get kegs, and then the next day we'd be partying, hanging out with our shirts off. I remember all of us waving our shirts over our head one day.
You're 18. That's when I got my first fake ID. Was senior year of high school. Didn't work. Got pulled that night at a bar. The guy was like, "You're not 21."
Yep.
But you start to, like when you're 18 too, you can kind of start partying with adults a little bit.
Yeah.
Like we went to Las Vegas after senior year.
Saw Chuck Liddell.
And we went to a UFC fight. Hilarious. And we kind of hung out with older people. Like Danny hooked up with like a college grad.
Yeah. Danny was the coolest.
He was a strapping young man.
And he came into his own senior year.
He really did. He knew, because he was good at sports too. So he kind of, he worked hard for it, but he forged like a real kind of affect that was deserved.
Yes. He had a girlfriend. He had a cute girlfriend. He was a cool guy. He was cool.
Cool guy.
Remember famously we were at that concert when we saw Slightly Stupid. If you're in California, you go see Slightly Stupid in high school, dude. And we came up, and two of our bros were there, and one of our bros, who's a known, very jacked, good-looking guy, is walking next to Danny, and these girls go, "Hey, green shirt." And then our jacked bro, who usually gets the compliments, looks down and he goes, "I'm wearing blue." And then I remember JT being like, "They weren't fucking talking to you, dude." And I remember just dying laughing. He's like, "I guess there is a little bit of green like on my logo." We're like, "It was clearly Danny. He's in a green shirt and he's a good looking guy as well." It was fucking hilarious, dude. So 12th grade, great year. You get into college, you find out where your friends are going. It's kind of cool and fun. Or you find out you're going to do community for a few years, and guess what? That's not a problem.
It was tough for me that way.
Where you finish, not where you start.
I was kind of wayward that way. So I remember I'd skip school a lot of days and just drive up the coast and cry. But not in a sad way. More I just had so many feelings. I started listening to Bright Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
That'll do it to you.
Oh, yeah, what music was good then?
CA Breathe Me, I think, came out maybe like a year or two earlier, but I was big on that one. Jack's Mannequin.
Oh, Jack's did a little bit of
maybe junior year, but that came out.
The Killers.
Crash won Best Picture that year, which was a disaster.
Yeah.
But I was super stoked because Brokeback came out that year.
Great movie.
And that was a really good movie.
Great movie. What else was good musically? Movies, not too much. I don't know. It was just great. 05 to 06, dude.
Yeah, 05, 06.
Oh, the Angels.
Nope.
The Cardinals.
Yes.
Oh.
Was that Pujols?
Yes.
Basketball was in kind of a rough spot. The Lakers were bad. Kobe didn't have help. And I think it was like kind of like the Pistons, Spurs couple years. It's like rock fights.
Stopped watching those.
Yeah, and I think the Patriots were still
Yeah, Tom
kind of
Brady was
contender.
dominating.
But I think the Steelers won in 06. I think they beat the Seahawks in 06, so that was great.
Was that what was the name of the coach, the famous coach you had forever? It wasn't Mike Tomlin, it was what's his name, Super Bowl? Cowher?
Cowher? I think Cowher was in like a little bit earlier. I think that was Tomlin's. Yeah, it would have been Cowher.
Was that the Centennial Holmes catch against
No,
Arizona?
that was like in 2009. I want to say against the Cardinals because I was in New York when that happened.
And that was definitely Tomlin.
Yeah, and my brother was in college already, so I think that was 09.
Great Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then what else I want to say? Oh, senior year curriculum.
Okay, yes, curriculum. I was doing pre-cal, which was tough, but I think you do geometry. Maybe it's tough for math.
I was in like a statistic. I was in calculus. Yeah, calculus, pre-cal.
And in high school, at least the way ours worked, you can sort of diversify your curriculum a little bit. It's not all the same. Like, I did like an anatomy class. Some people did more of
I
a
did
chem
anatomy junior
or-
year. That was great.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I enjoyed anatomy. I took Spanish. We did a language. We went to Catholic school, so we had to do a religion, which was always kind of chill. I had Mr. Wood. He would just play a movie, 7
The
Years in
best.
Tibet.
Yeah,
About a month
he
to
really
watch.
he really understood that religion class shouldn't be teaching you doctrine,
Correct.
but teaching you the spirit of how to be like a religious person, which basically means like generous, open-minded, humble.
Correct.
He embodied that. I don't even that whatever God that guy believed in, it wasn't a Christian God.
No, it was his drug. It was his weed dealer.
It was acid.
Yes,
he was like a
exactly, dude,
psychedelic kind of dude.
exactly.
Yeah, good guy.
Johnson would walk around with a guitar around campus
'Cause he
which
was feeling himself. He had
was
fully become
and he was a
himself.
senior, and he was buff, dude.
Good looking.
Dude, I'm surprised he wore a shirt around school, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But that guy was wearing some Chuck Taylors, strumming. Literally would walk
We're
around
not even
campus
talking
with
about
a
chicks,
guitar,
we're just
bro.
talking about our bros. That's
exactly,
really
dude.
funny. Yeah.
He walked into religion class one time playing guitar, and Mr. Wood said, "Keep playing. I'm gonna teach class with you playing." And then Mr. Wood would like make a point about something. He'd be like, "And then that's a metaphor for." Being forgiving, and then Johnson would go, and then
But he fostered that creativity in
He did.
Johnson, which is really nice.
it's beautiful.
And then English class, we did Jane Eyre,
Hated it.
and I think we did Brave New World.
Good. Liked Brave New World. Hated Jane Eyre.
And then for Shakespeare, I think we did Macbeth that year. Because I remember all the Lady Macbeth conversation.
I did,
What did you guys do?
Yeah, I think that sounds right. I think we did Jane Eyre. We did. Shit, I can't really.
Which kind of was
remember.
trash.
No, I hated Jane Eyre.
It was a sad book where she kind of got boned at the end. Like Mr. Rochester, he only gets with her because like his whole house gets burned down. He loses an eye and has a limp. And then he's like, you know what? I'm ready to accept your plain ass as my partner. And you're like, I remember even reading it then, and I was like upset on behalf of the girls. But all the girls were like super Christian. They're like, no, it's romantic. I was like, not really. This dude's like
Yeah.
only coming back to her because he got rocked. I'm like, that's not what I want, dude.
I was whack, dude.
It's not what
I
I
think we
want.
did Hamlet that year.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys went all the way in Renaissance man style.
Is it nobler to suffer the outrageous slings and arrows, whatever it is?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, maybe I think every book report, I think they assigned 2 books, and then you got to pick a book, but it had to be approved by the teacher. Every time I did Of Mice and Men and just reused the same book report and
Smart.
got B- on all of them.
It was turnitin.com.
Turnitin.com, bro, to see if you're
I
fucking cheating or not. Smart.
I borrowed an essay I borrowed Dan Collins' essay on Achilles for college, and I didn't get in trouble.
Nice. That's huge. I remember there was a
Sorry,
period
getting
thing too. You know how you'd have a certain amount of pages, but if you changed the font on your period to like size 14, add like a half a page. Huge.
Senior year too, you're top dog athletically, so you had a good volleyball run.
Had a good run, dude. We should have won, bro. We got to semifinals. The team that won the finals, we fucking crushed earlier that year, but Redondo Union bounced us, dude. It was fucking. I didn't play. Should have had them. Still think about it every night before bed.
Are games more fun junior year or senior year?
I enjoyed senior a little bit more. But also when you're an underclassman, it's cool too, because if you've got studs like, Tyler out there, dude, just getting it done.
But it's got to be nice to be
Totally.
the grown men on the
Oh,
team.
yeah, playing them for sure. Spectating. Yeah, it's better senior year. It's your friends, dude. Watching Daniels out there sling it.
You're
dude.
more invested.
Yeah.
For
Super
sure.
fun. Going to like the grotto stuff, the after parties. All right. That was me, JT. What do you got?
All right, so now we're like off my. Now I'm just pulling.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Because those
We're just
top four to
fucking
me are
hanging.
very obvious.
Yes.
To me, it's definitely sophomore, and then the next three can go in any different order, but it's fifth grade, eighth grade, and senior year. And then,
Correct.
So for my next one, I'm gonna go close to one of them. I'm going fourth grade.
I love it. That's exactly what I would have gone. I'm not kidding. I'm not even just saying that. And you want to know why I'm saying it? You get to do the Sacramento trip.
Oh, we didn't go to Sacramento.
Oh, you guys didn't get
Well,
to do that.
I was in public school, so they
Whoa,
were.
badass. Yeah, you didn't get to do that. That's why you're tough. Yeah.
It's my last year at Valencia Elementary.
Yeah,
But it's
I was gonna say, you guys, I didn't go on any of these trips.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
should
we
put
went to,
this
like,
in here. A
bougie
little
high
private school.
schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to
Yeah.
public school 1st through 3rd.
fourth grade. Dude, you know what? When I think of fourth grade, I think of like. That's like the first year you wear sunglasses.
Whoa, this is cool.
That's like when you start considering like ear piercings and
You know
stuff.
what? I think I had a pair of catfish Arnett's.
That's
Remember
when
those?
yeah, and that's when you start being like, maybe I will bleach my hair.
Yep.
Like you start being like, I'm gonna start expressing myself.
Yes.
Fourth grade is fifth grade is where you really start being like, no, I'm gonna do it. Fourth grade's when the thoughts start percolating, and you don't really understand culture, but you understand what's cool.
Yeah.
So you start, you're driving around listening to like Sugar Ray or like Sublime,
Oh, bro, yeah.
something that's just got like a vibe to it where you're like, I'd want to be a part of that world. You start seeing
Eminem.
what you want to be a part of,
Yes.
and I think I got hip to like Biggie and to like Tupac when I was in like fourth grade. That stuff started
Same.
making sense for me. And the curriculum, I can only really remember
We did the
history.
History with the mission project.
That's what sticks out the most. Is you do and I
State
think,
history that year.
I think it's across the country. State history is fourth grade,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They might have switched it up by now, but
That's what it was when we were there. This was
Yeah,
97,
25 years
97,
ago.
98 for us.
yeah, fourth grade. Oh, dude, so 97, 98. So that's
Titanic.
Titanic. Bill Clinton with Monica Lewinsky.
That was it right there. Diana. Princess Diana.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Mother Teresa went down. Same time, no one cared. Mm-hmm. Sports wise.
You had FIFA. You had that famous game by Zidane. That's when he fucking dominated.
Oh, that's when France won the World Cup.
Yep.
That was huge.
Big one. Yeah.
I listened to that on the radio with my parents because they won in France too.
Yes.
That was a big deal. And they beat Brazil, who was like just a
supposed to be the
juggernaut.
best with Ronaldinho.
And then sporting, I started getting into college sports in fourth grade. I finally had enough bandwidth for that.
Yeah, I think I was going to like USC games at that point.
Because before then,
Love
you're
that.
like college. You're like, I remember used
Yeah.
to see college on TV and I'd be like, what is this?
Yeah.
It was like, is this amateurs or something? But then you start to see how cool it is as you get a little bit older.
I forgot to mention when about 5th grade, that was Gladiator.
Fifth grade was Gladiator. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I
So
snuck
that's
into that
huge for
movie.
us. I
snuck
saw
into
that in theaters
What
twice.
theater did you see it at?
Aliso.
I saw it at Aliso.
Bro.
Did you see it a second time?
Of course.
Where'd you see it the second time?
Aliso twice.
I saw it at Ocean Ranch.
Let's go. One time I went with a dork friend. My mom set me up with a play date. This kid, Jake, from my basketball team, my NJB team. And he's a dork, but then he goes, his mom's taking you to see Gladiator. I said, okay, I'll hang out. That kid, dude, he liked to play, he liked to do, it's funny now because I like doing acting and stuff, but going to his house, he liked to play with his costumes and outfits and like put on wigs and do characters.
Yeah.
But I would always do army characters, but he was good.
I did that too. Every time we play pretend, I'm like some kind of aggressive,
Exactly.
violent, sick, badass.
Sick fuck.
Bro, dude, when me and my
You'd
friend...
say, I'll find your wife, I'll hurt her. You would do that.
Yeah,
You would quote
dude,
Mission
no,
MI3.
dude, you know what I used to do? When we play pretend with the boys, you know, you'd be like, okay, we're like a secret agent team and we got to go in there and we got to like rescue someone. We'd have girlfriends in the fake world and I would be like, all right, guys, everyone go to a room and have sex with your fake partner for like 5 minutes. And I'd just gyrate on the bed and pretend I was like making love to I don't know, whoever like my badass chick was.
Bro, that's amazing. Probably like from GoldenEye. It was probably Xenia. I think I remember
Yeah.
like my girlfriend Xenia from GoldenEye.
She was a smoke, dude. Famke
Dude,
Janssen.
bro.
Yeah, good character.
Dude, that's so funny. All right, fellas, I'm the leader. We're going to go into battle as your general. Everyone go fuck your wives.
Yeah, say
Once
your
you're
goodbyes.
done, yep.
And then we'll come back out here. I was kind of controlling
That's
about
so
it too.
funny. Yeah, but you were the general.
And-
you are the general, dude.
No, that's very kind. And then, yeah, fourth grade, good year. I'm trying to think what happened in basketball or football. Was that Jordan's last year?
97, 98, yeah. Yeah.
So that was big. The Jazz series was kind of trash, but
Yeah.
fun to watch. Fourth grade too. I feel like your parents, like if you're on a trip somewhere, your parents can kind of let you walk around at that age.
Yep.
They can be like, hey, if you're with your brother, if you're with a buddy, go to like the ESPN zone or wherever it is. It's always arcades at that point.
Exactly.
You just want to find the best arcade.
Can-
It was like when I discovered Dave and Buster's,
It was heaven, dude.
it was the best thing ever.
Literally the best. You're crushing like In-N-Out Burger. You've stepped up your taste in food where you're like, I don't eat McDonald's anymore. I know In-N-Out exists. I still will crush Taco Bell. You know, you're going on bike rides. You're taking bike rides, bro. You're like, that's your freedom. That's your car at this point. You know how to ride a bike. You're maybe starting to get good at sports. Like
I was going to say
kids
that
who are
too.
good at sports are
they start to
good.
show.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, that kid's going to be an athlete.
Yes.
It's right around there. I feel like it's like, because like second grade, third grade a little bit, but like second grade, everyone's just kind of running around the field.
Makes no
Looks
sense.
dumb. The parents probably know who's going to be good, but as a kid,
No.
you have no idea. And then fourth grade, you're like, that kid has coordination.
Yes. Some kid like will beat you at something. I'll like get beat or outrun by someone. I'll be like, whoa, that hasn't like that happened.
It's a
Whoa.
different caliber
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, for sure.
So great pick. Okay. Anything else we want to cover on that?
The state history was great. Island of the Blue Dolphin.
Oh,
terribly-
Island of the Blue Dolphin. That book bummed me out.
Super
Scott
bummer.
Odell bummed me out.
Super bummer.
Yeah, fuck.
But the
that
chick was
book.
badass because she canoes to mainland by the end of it, right?
That's true. Yeah, and she has a sick ass dog named like Ramses or something like that.
Boring though. She's alone on the island. It's like Castaway shit.
Yeah.
But the mission stuff was cool.
Very cool.
Did they get into the imperialism part of it? Like, did they put much like moral judgment on it?
Not that I can remember. I remember being too bummed out, feeling that she was too. alone.
49ers, you learn about that stuff.
Yep. Gold,
Gold
Rush.
Rush.
Oh yeah. We read Around the Great Horn Spoon. We read that. book.
We didn't read that one.
It's pretty good.
Aaron, you read all this stuff, right?
Yeah, at different times, I think, from you guys. I don't know why. I feel like in my school we read everything a little bit later than you did.
All right, I'm going to go with maybe something a little more personalized here. I'm going to go with 9th grade. Dude, now that we're in the thick of summer, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals to support sunny, activity-filled days, dude. Factor is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. It can help you fuel up fast with flavorful and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track reaching your goals, dude. And my goal is to have fun. And I want to have the most time having fun. So right now, look, everyone knows me and my wife. We like to cook together, but guess what? If we're going to the beach, dude, we live in LA, it's Malibu, the commute is gnarly, takes forever to get there, and by the time we get back, we don't want to cook dinner. Boom. That's why I factor into that equation, dude. It's the best. And dude, they're delicious, bro. They're summery recipes. They're light. Sometimes I'll take you to the beach, dude. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fired up on it. I like to share them with my wife, although you can house them on your own. You know what I mean? Hey, you can even pull I like to pull the old trick and say, hey, made this from scratch. Boom, it's Factor, put it out on a plate. You know what I'm saying? So do yourself a favor, get on board, head to factormeals.com/dank50 and use code dank50 to get 50% off. That's code dank50 at factormeals.com/dank50 to get 50% off. You've just been too damn high. We've all been there. With today's weed, finding your perfect dose can be a very dangerous game. I do not like playing that game. Light up with weed of yesteryear. So now you can chill out like they did back during the summer of love this summer, okay? Dadgrass is reviving the pleasure of the casual toke. That's what I'm doing. I'm all about those pre-rolls. They're the best. It's legal, organic, smokable hemp that relaxes your body and mellows your mind. Low in THC, high in CBD, so you can enjoy the effects of cannabis while keeping a clear head. Okay? Chill out without getting stoned. All right? It's like a glass of wine, not the whole bottle. That's what I like to say. So I'm fired up on it. Also, here's the thing that is great to know. All Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 18 and over, and it ships right to your door anywhere in the U.S., and it's TSA approved. So if you're traveling this summer, you're heading to weddings, going out of town, I'm going on my honeymoon soon, you know I'm going to have some pre-rolls packed with me. So I'm fired up on that, and whether you're looking for a new buzz or a chill way to enjoy an old favorite, Dadgrass will leave you in a euphoric mood. So right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/dank. Go to dadgrass.com/dank for 20% off your first order. That's dadgrass.com/dank. Freshman year.
Whoa, you're putting it up there as one of the best? This might be my first disagree.
We're in the middle here. But here's how I'm going to sway it. It's a year that I met my dog.
Yeah,
right
what's up,
here.
baby?
What up? Fucking freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
You go And for good or bad, the stakes are very high in your life.
It's the big leagues.
Yes.
This is like you've been in the minors. You just got called up to the show.
Yes. You will eat lunch in the bathroom alone at some point your freshman year.
Yeah.
If you don't, our high school had 2 different lunches, and if you didn't have friends there, you were eating alone. Or you were like, dude, I just had class with you. Like, you're like following a dude, forcing a conversation, being like, let's get class, or looking for kids that went to your middle school. That's why the football kids were the coolest, because they did like summer
They
practice.
already knew each other. They already had a crew.
They had a crew. So that was an advantage. Luckily, basketball did some stuff, so I had a little advantage.
And people are going to reinvent themselves. Your friendship group isn't built in.
Yes, exactly.
Dude, it felt like prison to me. Honestly, that's why I got into that fight with Puzio at the start. I thought that's what you had to do. I was like, I'm either his bitch or like I'm running the playground. I'm
It's
like, I gotta
savage,
fight
bro.
him. You hear so many stories about high school where they're like, that's the school where they do drugs, or like that school, like they beat up a parent, and like
Yes.
that school, like all the kids went to jail because they were like robbing people when the parents were like at work or something. It was like you'd hear these stories and you're like, the teachers would talk about it like that. I'm like, what am I going in? You know, they'd always be like, well, wait till you get to high school.
Yeah.
Then you're going to see how hard it really is, like curriculum wise too. And it really wasn't that much tougher. Well, I wasn't doing homework anyways, but like but it's built up so much.
Dude, it's built up huge. You have a whole new campus to discover. You're lost. Literally, you're lost, like, as who you are as a person, and you're like lost literally, like, where do I go now? And then you're coming from a middle school. I was always a pretty lanky kid with this tiny penis, but you literally would have buff men freshmen. Like Matt Rupp would do the helicopter penis thing in the shower. You had like Bubba Watson, who's like literally a 6'5", 300-pound man on the football team, who could, if he wanted to, come up to you and be like, blah, 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 like pick you up, and you're like, dude, this is insane.
Sophomore is kind of nice because you size up a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I can at least like hang out with these people and not feel like a child.
And
when
you're not
I'm
the
with them.
target anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not the target, really.
But freshman year, there's a huge difference between an 18-year-old and a 14-year-old.
Totally. But it's also cool because then you're in high school with the older girls, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah,
this
women.
is interesting.
Women.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, wow. Interesting to talk about now as a 36-year-old married man, but it's just the truth at the time.
But we just remember the memories.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, still hang out there unless you guys are throwing a party or something.
what's going on?
I'll shop around.
Do you kids want me to buy some beer, but is it cool if I hang out and drink a few with you? Cool?
When I had one of those crazy parties, I remember my 2 older cousins who were in their 20s were like, hey, like we'll come and be like the bouncers. And I love my cousins, but they were like tougher than me, but they weren't like, and I was like, there's gonna be a bunch of straight edge guys here.
Bro, yes.
I'm serious, guys. These guys will beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
You just gotta let them do what they want to do. Treat them nicely.
They want to be the bouncers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they want to do.
I'm like, just let them feel respected, and we'll get out of this thing okay.
Dude, straight edge kids wouldn't go to parties to drink or like hang out. They would go to parties to get into fight.
To beat up people who were having fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Or who were being disrespectful.
Yes.
So you had to be like, hey. Yeah, I know we're drinking. No one's talking shit. It's all good.
It's cool with me that you don't. Dude, I love for you that you don't. I'm just chilling over here hanging out.
And just be fun.
Yes.
But then, like, if you're drunk and you, like, stumble into them.
Oh,
Crack.
later.
But that was fun. It was exciting.
Mm-hmm. It was insane. So, yeah, crazy. You can't really drive. You got a carpool and stuff. I mean, there's actually a lot of bad stuff about it, but it's just it's such an important thing. And we're a little bit in the middle of this. So I said, why not throw it in here? Also, you got banger movies that came out this year. Born Identity came out.
Nice.
Eminem releases his single, Lose Yourself.
I was at the movies all the time.
Movies is where Kaleidoscope, bro.
And then
that's where you hang out. Your parent drops you off now. Your hangout at freshman year was similar to middle school. You get dropped off at the movie theater on Friday. You're going to see a movie, but you really don't. Sometimes you do, but sometimes you don't. You just hang out.
But you're kind of ready to be done with that, too.
Oh,
like in
you
8th grade,
to.
it's cool to hang out at the movie theater. And in freshman year, you're kind of looking beyond the horizon. You're like, there's parties.
Yeah.
And I'm not invited yet.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's, I really want, and you'd be at the movies and you'd kind of be like, this is all right. But you knew that, like, there was people elsewhere doing cooler things.
And you know what you do? And maybe we failed to mention this a little bit, but you start partying with girls too, but maybe that's slightly earlier. Like maybe that's like...
No, I think that's freshman year.
But yeah, freshman year is
you,
like a birthday party. There's going to be girls there.
If you have booze,
yeah,
bring the girls over, be like, hey, we're going to drink some vodka.
I remember, dude, rest in peace, our bro Halim, love him, dude. He would throw some parties at his place. We'd raid his fridge.
He's a good guy.
Great guy.
He was my first new friend at freshman year of high school. Yeah,
dude, he's a magnetic guy.
Yeah, we went out on his, he had like an electric dinghy that was so fun to ride around in. I have an epic picture of me and him on it. It's so funny.
That guy, he had all the
toys.
and he had one speed and it was too fast. Every time I'm like, dude, get me off. He's like, I'll drive. I'm like, no.
Dude, he was
not
bold.
getting in
He
there.
asked out every pretty girl in school in the first month.
Yeah.
He had no governor. And
we
then
should all be like that.
curriculum-wise, Romeo and Juliet in English.
Yep.
Most Dangerous Game.
Great book.
You did that one.
Also, that basketball poem one. Do you remember that? Where it's like metaphysical beings moving and it's like a
I
poem
think
about
so.
basketball?
Yeah.
Great fucking poem.
I forget like what the heavier books we read that year were. I don't know if we read like a...
Did you read To Kill a Mockingbird or was that way younger?
We didn't read that freshman year, not in my class. I had Mr. Smith. I don't think we read that. And then, dude, also, we had the same
Pride and
biology
Prejudice, maybe?
class. Biology, I would say that was my favorite science year.
Yeah, I loved that year.
Mitosis, meiosis. They show you that movie.
Oh my gosh, the birth, the live birth. They call it The Miracle of Life. It's called The Miracle of Life. That's the movie.
freshman year.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Bro.
Sex
You
ed.
You get sex ed. At our Catholic school, it was called Safe Environment Week because it was all about abstinence. But it was basically sex ed.
But biology was dope that year. I learned about sickle cell anemia. You know what's funny too? You start getting into working out, and then you're learning about like ATP and like the mitochondria and all that stuff, and you're kind of understanding how your body works. I was into that because it was biology. So
And that's
I
where
liked
we
going
really
anywhere.
bonded.
That's when
We would
became
bond. We
boys.
would hug. We would walk into class and hug until the bell rang. Then we would shake hands diligently, like delegates, and then walk back to our desks.
Yeah, and I got to brag here. I did well on the entrance exam into the high school, so I tested into honors biology. I failed before the semester was over, went into normal biology, failed that, and had to take summer school, which I also failed. And they told me I was the first kid in history to fail 3 levels of biology.
Amazing.
Yeah, dude.
And here's the thing: it wasn't because you didn't know it. You just didn't care about it. You were like, "Fuck this, bro."
Dude, I remember I used to just sit there in class and say, fuck this. No, I don't know what I was thinking. Honestly, I was sad. I would
Dude,
get
you were probably
sad.
making jokes, dude.
I'd get sad every time I got a bad report card. It hit hard. Yeah, you don't want to make people bummed out
it's
or think you're
tough,
dumb.
dude. Yeah.
And then I think we got to give a lot of space here in freshman year. And you mentioned it already. Culturally, what was happening.
This was 9th grade. This is 2002 to 2003.
I'm going to say the biggest album.
Oh, this was the Chronic 2000. No,
That was like 7th grade.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Wait, 50 Cent?
The Chronic. 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying,
Bro.
I think was the biggest album in white high school history.
So true.
I can't speak for everybody else.
Chase Perkowski would drive me with his sister. 3 white kids just bumping that so hard in the Ford Explorer in the morning. Just amazing, bro.
What was in history freshman year? I don't even remember.
I remember it. It was like
Was it like cultural geography? That was sophomore
it was cultural
year.
geography. It was geography.
That was sophomore year though, right?
I remember we did like a Philippines report, like you did a country report. I remember that.
Yeah.
Sophomore year for me, I think was Gov. We did like government.
Oh, interesting.
And then junior year I did AP American History, and then I did another history after that. And senior year I forget.
The class that had the biggest impact on you was art and history though.
Loved that. That was an elective, modern art.
And yeah, with Doc Hansen, right?
Yeah.
And he really changed your whole game on how you thought about the world.
Yeah, I remember entering that, being like, I look at paintings, I don't get them. Like I don't get it, and then
You got
I
it
want
after
to get
that.
it. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, but that freshman year that's a good one. All right, I'm gonna go first grade.
All right, sick. Let's go back. Let's see what we got. What do we got going on in first grade, dude?
You don't like it.
No, dude. I'm
You don't like it.
I don't know anything about
He
first grade.
doesn't like it.
Okay, look, here's the thing. First grade, I can't really I remember my teacher, Mrs. Sykes. You're sitting prince-a-leg outside class. You're in elementary school. Do you play dodgeball yet?
Here's you're playing tetherball for sure.
Yep.
You're definitely playing dodgeball. Bro, can we talk about the kids who were good at dodgeball? Do you remember there's a kid, Alan Zonigar? Dude, you know when on your first serve, you want to hit it a mile from the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you one bounce. You're not allowed to just, I think we called it an American when you hit it without a bounce.
Yeah.
And that was like an out. You're out. This kid could shoot it like a baseball field. And then he'd get you backed up. And then he'd do a little baby hit. And then you'd be charging forward.
like handball.
Handball. Sorry, not
Handball.
dodgeball. Oh, I'm so
And
sorry.
handball.
Handball.
Bro, you're playing handball. Great game.
Doubles handball.
Huge.
I had a great If I had a guy covering up front, I had a beautiful parabola on my back.
What was it
shot.
called when you'd hit it with one hand? It would skeet.
Sliders.
Sliders, bro.
And sometimes they were illegal, but some kids were.
Some sliders were
vicious.
amazing.
Some kids were vicious with the slide. And you played handball all the way through. It was still fun in junior high.
Great game.
You know, I'd still play.
with those little red bouncy balls.
Yeah, I'd still play right now.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
So first game, you're doing that.
Handball, bro. Good call.
I think you're in the mix. Before that, your kindergarten, your preschool. Dude, it's a little bit like freshman year, actually.
Yeah.
I had some of those same anxieties. You're on the same playground as the sixth graders.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge age disparity. But I hope this isn't nerdy. First grade, reading and writing.
Really?
That's when I learned to read in first grade. I was late to learning to read because my parents didn't emphasize it at home.
Yeah.
But first grade was the first year we had reading groups, and you actually start to read. So that's why first grade was so huge for me, because you actually become a man of letters.
Yes, you're literate at this point. Kindergarten, I remember it's pictures and some
You're
associations.
still building like houses. You're doing like home reports where you say everyone says. I remember this in kindergarten. I was such a shep.
Yeah.
You had to say what your favorite food was. I changed mine to pizza just to fit in with the rest of the class.
Really?
I'll never
What was your
forgive
favorite
myself.
food? Lamb chops?
Probably sushi.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, we gotta cut all this.
Dude, huge. No, that's a great one, dude. No.
all this shit, dude.
Pulp Fiction came out that year.
First grade? Mm-hmm. I don't think I saw it
good
till like
pick.
yeah, dude. So
see it till later.
that was huge. Pulp
Huge year for
Fiction,
movies.
Forrest Gump. Yeah, it's 94. It's the best year I think ever in terms of nominees. Quiz Show, Shawshank Redemption.
Huge.
Yeah, huge. And hearing adults talk about. I remember hearing my mom at Video Sun when we were renting videos talk about what's in the suitcase with the people who were there, like strangers. Like everybody was just talking about it.
That's awesome.
It was such a cultural moment. And then so 94, was that the year? No, okay. 96 was when Dole ran against Clinton, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I was in third grade, I think, when that happened.
That was, Dole Clinton. And then later.
Oh, we didn't
you
talk
have
about
a different one.
We didn't talk about an eighth grade Bush.
Bush Gore and the Hanging Chad.
Yeah.
That's a huge one, yeah.
And the Time magazine cover
It's
with both halves of their
2000.
face. And I
Yeah.
was a big Republican back then.
And it was Florida, dude. This was a Florida, the Hanging Chad. They're like, the older folks got confused. That's like what they would say. The old folks got confused about the Hanging Chad.
It wasn't as
on the
scary as it
ballot.
is today.
No, not at all. But it's crazy that happened, but yeah.
And then freshman year, that was Schwarzenegger taking over for Gray Davis.
I think so. Yeah, the state of California went defunct or whatever.
Yeah,
the
when we
fuck.
did the recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were having the power issues.
Even like Enron and all that type of shit.
Yeah, that was wild.
All right, I'm going to go with sixth grade was Gore and Bush. That's 99, 2000. Bill Gates.
That was sixth grade?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Gore Bush was a little bit later.
No, November 7th. The election between George Bush and Al Gore is inconclusive. Hanging Chads.
I thought it was later.
Also, Metallica files a lawsuit against Napster.
Oh, so
That
you're
was
going sixth grade?
I'll go sixth grade. Yeah, let's just do
Dude,
it 'cause we're
Napster
on
was
it.
huge, bro.
Yeah.
I burned CDs for people.
Bro, huge. If you burnt your crush a CD, dude, if you had a crush on a girl and you're like, hey, I burnt this for you, and the song fucking said the word love in it, you wouldn't put it song number 1. You're not a maniac, but song 3.
Sixth grade?
Called Owner of a Lonely Heart, every album I ever put on for a girl.
Sixth and seventh grade is when you start making up girlfriends to people.
Correct.
You start being like, dude, no, her name's Alana. She always has like a hot name. She goes to
Exactly.
You got to pick a school no one knows about, you know.
It's public school. It's
She goes
the
to
Valley.
She goes to Los Olos, dude. No, we can't call her. We can't call her.
No, her dad's strict. He's a cop. Doesn't let anyone call.
I think sixth grade's when you start calling girls on the phone after school to talk to them. I used to call Brendan Figueroa every day after school.
Amazing. I love that you did that. That's when I called my sixth grade girlfriend, Danielle, one time, never talked to her again. And then also, it's when you have middle school dances.
Yeah,
Bro,
dude.
and you hear the Vanga boys going up.
Bro.
Deet, 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 deet,
Bro.
deet. Huge, bro.
I brought that horny energy to
spiked
those
hair, dude.
dances. The first
The
dance
shirt.
the first dance I went to was like, wait, go on in the outfit.
All I'm saying is you got everyone has the button-down shirt. Kind of looks like a Nat Nash shirt that Charlie Sheen would wear or something
It's a
like
Hot
that.
Topic. Hot Topic was the place.
Correct.
You
got
wore
a Hot
bowling
Top-
shirts. Bowling shirts.
Correct. That's what you would put on.
Baggy pants.
Cool belt, and yeah, you were sagging, and you looked so bad. No one had a butt; it was just extended back, and yeah, you'd go there and you'd freak.
And dude, I remember also because we went to private school, you wore a uniform. So the school dance was like
You express yourself.
extra pressure on what you're wearing because we didn't get that freedom in front of each other that often. And I remember girls were going through puberty and they all smelled a little bit.
Yeah, everyone smells. Everyone.
All
wants
the
to
girls
smell
smelled. I
horrendous.
remember I'd slow dance with a girl. I'd be like, she kind of stinks, but I'm into it.
Yeah. But here's the thing: we didn't smell good either, and no one smelled good at that. Hormones, just
That's when you start. It's a little early. But 6th, 7th grade is also when you start freak dancing.
True. I thought you were going to say jacking off. That's when
Earlier
I was,
for me,
really,
dude.
but that's when I was
for most
whacking
people,
off.
that's when I introduced most of my bros to it.
I
yeah.
stole one of my bro AK's Playboy mag.
Yeah, well,
Stole it
and-
and whacked off to it.
Napster was just audio, but once LimeWire came into the picture,
Huge.
porn.
99% download, pause, no evidence, play, delete. Yeah, that was my Friday night.
Dude, and 6th
Jenna
grade,
Jameson, boat sex.
dude, that was
Iconic.
She was huge, dude. Huge.
Also,
Kobe Ty was big.
Kobe Ty, Heather I Deep Throat. A couple.
Huge.
That was a couple. That was beautiful.
That was
technically it was
I don't
beautiful
want to
what we were
embarrass.
watching.
I don't want to embarrass anyone, but that was Brooks's gal.
Really.
He was a big Heather Deep Throat guy.
There you go.
Married with
I like that. He's a married guy. You know,
Yeah,
he's
he always was into that.
He likes that.
That's when me and Brooks became. And Brooks came to our school 6th grade, and to make friends with us, he brought us to Limp Bizkit 6th grade year.
Awesome.
Family Values tour.
Awesome.
I put my middle fingers in the air when Fred said to do it.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was a 6th
That's
grader.
fucking cool.
He's like, you want to fuck the world? Say fuck the world. I was like, fuck the world, bro.
That's awesome,
the world,
dude. Some of my buddies, I didn't get the invite. This is a different grade that hurt me, but close to 6th grade. They went to go see Korn at the pond, Arrowhead Pond, now the Honda Center. And they were like, dude, people were smoking, Cameron, dude, people were smoking fucking weed there, dude. I'm pretty sure, and this was Monday now, and they saw the concert on Friday. I'm pretty sure I'm still pretty fucking high from that, dude. And I didn't know how weed worked, and I was like, fuck, dude, you're still high for real? He's like, yeah, dude. Like, honestly, in art class today, I was like, whoa, dude, the colors were weird. I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, what, is the grass extra green to you? He's like, yeah, dude. Stupid fucking Cameron.
Secret curriculum. Do you know what's funny? I don't remember any of the math classes. I'm
Neither
sure there's
do I.
people who do, but they all kind of blend together for me.
I liked my math teacher, Mr. Dory. Maybe you're doing like algebra at this point. Like you're learning like FOIL method and stuff like that, and maybe some fractions in there. The FOIL method.
I do remember like maybe 6th or 7th grade started to get to the point where like if you didn't study, you couldn't just do the math.
Yeah.
Where like 3rd and 4th grade, there's not really a lot of formulas yet,
Yeah.
and you don't have to memorize like parentheses, what goes inside, what goes outside. Like if you're good at head math, you can kind of just get by.
Yeah.
And then like once you get to junior high, you start being like, oh fuck, like if I don't study this shit,
There's some rules here.
yeah. Like I need to have
Fractions. Once that shit comes in, dude.
totally. But I don't remember that stuff. 6th grade was cool. History class was we went all the way back.
I think I did Egypt. Yeah, I think I did ancient history.
We did
in
did
6th
that.
grade.
It's ancient, but they go all the way back. We did like I think it was 6th grade, might have been 7th grade, but we did like Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Cro-Magnon. Like you go to the beginning
Nice.
of humanity, and then we went up to Egypt and we did like the early
Greeks.
civilizations.
Yeah, I think that.
And that's where I
like
learned about
those.
Greek mythology too.
Yeah, I
which
learned
was
about
dope.
Egypt, and I loved it. I was like, this. That's where I really started enjoying history.
That's the 6th grade, and then English class we read Where the Red Fern Grows, and I forget what the other one was.
Might have been To Kill a Mockingbird then.
That was one book I did read. I did read that one.
I never read that, but I got it. I have a story about that for another grade, which is a great story. It's a great story, dude.
6th grade's a good pick. All right.
Okay. We're cruising. We don't have. Oh yeah, let's cruise.
What
through
how
this.
many have we done? 1st, 6th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th, and then 4th?
I think what we have left is what we have left is 3rd grade,
Second
grade, 11th
7th
grade, and 7th. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go fast.
We'll go fast through these.
Shit.
Yeah, because Aaron, you got softball at 6:30 at 6.
Okay, cool.
shit.
I think we'll be good.
Yeah, we'll
be
be
fine. This one's tough.
Dude, this is so school. You got to get to practice. You got to get to your game, dude. You know.
Shit. I'm gonna go. You know what? I got to do it. It's the hardest year of I think anyone's life. I got to go 7th grade.
Yeah, it's hard. It could have been a case for last, but you know what? We like the artistry of it. We like the beauty of it.
It's a 7th grade specifically for me too. It's when 2 girls transferred to our school from Niguel Hills,
Now we're talking.
and they brought with them. It was a lie. It was a lie. They told us before that, we were like, it was complete sexual innocence.
Yes.
Maybe a little smooch. That's it. All the girls were kind of on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, maybe you grab a girl's butt or something like that.
Hold a hand at a movie.
These two girls come to the school and they look a little bit more advanced. And I remember it was like 1 week into school, someone just turned to her and they said, like, as a joke, the guy was like, what? Like, so you've been fingered? And she was like, yeah, I have.
Whoa.
And then everything was different. Everything was different. Everyone's world changed. Everyone got thrown upside down. It was like some great revolution, industrial, technological, sexual. That was this one. Everyone's brains broke. The whole school went bananas. It was a contagion. It was a sexual contagion. And then pretty soon, we were slow going, but that's when I got my first smooch.
Dude, let's go. That's huge. Let's go, bro.
Big.
That's
and then
nice.
And the parents found out and forbade us from going to like movies together after that. I remember I was tossing the football with my dad in the yard. He's like, look, some of the parents got together. We found out, maybe some kids are getting hand jobs and stuff. And, the moms are freaking out. You guys can't go to the movies anymore.
That's an amazing talk.
After like 10 minutes of throwing the football and me running routes and shit, my dad's like, I'm glad we can talk about this, but
Movies are done.
Yeah, you're done. You're gonna have to go see Remember the Titans for all of us. And that movie came out that year. Great movie.
Amazing movie, dude.
And then, 7th grade, good year. I'm trying to think. We got into like history class was like. I remember learning about Japan that year.
Oh.
Like, and they're like kind of.
Maybe the dynasties of China, maybe that year?
Yeah, some of their histories too. I remember we got into their art. Like, I remember doing a Japanese painting that year. I think we did some castles. We might have got medieval that year. I think it might be medieval that year too.
Yeah. I don't remember 7th grade. I
think it was Magna Carta. I think I learned about the Magna Carta that year too. It might be like European history. Like you get away from America maybe for like
world history.
Yeah, because like 6th grade they give you the history all the way up to that stuff, and then you get like I felt like we were like 500 to like 1800 in that
that makes
range.
sense because then 8th grade you pick up with like American history and that Industrial Revolution gets you kind of up to that ish.
And then English class, I don't even remember. Do you remember 7th grade English class?
I'm trying to think of 7th grade English. I'm trying to think of my 7th grade English teacher.
I don't remember my 7th grade English teacher.
Yeah. Mr. Stanislaw, I think.
Math starts to get tough.
Yep, math is harder now.
Is that when integers come into the play?
Yep.
I think that's when letters first came at me.
Yeah, I'm like, what? We got letters with numbers? Why?
Yeah,
why?
Why? Specifically, why was in there a lot.
Yeah, and then graphs, the axes, yeah, fuck, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, is that when the TI-83 comes into your life?
Yeah, you might start using the hard calculator.
That's when you get that big-ass monstrosity of a calculator.
Yeah, dude.
Costs about $1,000.
Yeah, and you got to use a class just to learn how to use the calculator.
It might be graphing calculator at that point, and then when you get to high school, you got to get the calculus calculator.
You know what we were doing in my school? Typing class. We were typing.
Smart.
Bro.
Oh, we had that too.
We were doing typing.
I didn't take that course, but some people did.
We did that.
I think
shit.
Brooks was a TA. My brother was Brooks was a TA as an 8th grader, and my brother was in the class. And he said Brooks used to just play Mike Stewart's bodyboarding video game in the back of class all day.
Amazing, dude. That's amazing. Brooks was a gamer, dude.
7th grade, good. You're into music. You're burning.
Yeah. You're hanging out. What year is that? What years are these? This is 2000 to 2001. Yeah, Chronic 2001 came out.
You might have your first drink that year.
Yeah, I think I did actually at a party I had at the Logan's house. Yeah, again, I had a beer.
I got drunk for the first time.
Yeah.
My dad came home and he found the evidence. We were so dumb, dude. We thought you should mix up your booze. So we would do one shot of tequila, one shot of rum, one shot of vodka. Then we're all just vomiting.
Of course.
You felt like shit.
Yeah, dude.
You call your
You kind of got to get burnt like that. You can call your crush. Hey, babe.
Hey, I'm drunk.
How's it
She's
going?
like, why are you drunk? Are you crazy? You're like, yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, dude, you'd be at a sleepover with all your buddies, then you'd know all the girls would be at their sleepover with their friends, and like you'd maybe call them on the phone.
Yeah. Dude, 5th grade also, to go back to 5th grade, first time I showed my dick to my friends. We all got naked at a sleepover and we're like, this is us. And you got your first pubes and stuff like that.
You know what we missed about 10th grade too? Cell phones, bro.
Oh.
I got a cell phone then, so you could start texting and shit, bro. Playing Snake.
That's true. People had cell phones before that, but no texting.
Yeah. Texting came in like, I didn't start texting really till senior year, but people were doing it before
We were
that.
we were behind. I didn't get a cell phone
Yeah.
really until I was like 20.
Always your house line, dude. 489-0303, dude.
That's correct.
Let's fucking go, dude. Okay, keeping it rolling. I'm going to go third grade.
Great grade.
I'm going to go third grade because you get to do, it's a fun, what do you do? You fucking play, well, I just want to start with my red fern growth story. First of all, also I'll say this, I had a hot teacher. Mrs. Waterlander was her name, and she looked like Pocahontas, dude. She was so hot, and I knew that, and it was awesome.
I never really had a smoke, dude.
Oh,
Miss
Mrs.
Poole, my
Waterlander.
music teacher.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, she was pretty.
She read us The Red Fern Grows, which, as we know, is a sad book. My reading comprehension was 0. Barely could listen to that thing. She read this to the course of us, like, over a month or whatever. It was like what we would do when coming back from the second recess. She would read, like, a couple pages, then we'd go into another lesson. And finally it came to the end when the dogs are dying. And the lady's fucking bawling, crying, and no kid in the class gets it. And we were looking at each other like, what is wrong with this lady, dude? Just put them away. And we're like, dude, you need a fucking break, dude. It's awkward, dude. I was like, dude, do you want some of my lunch, lady? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Have a pudding and just chill out. So that was huge for me in third grade, and having the hot teacher, Miss Waterlander, was big. You know, also it was the Spice Girls. Also, this is what I wanted to say.
Hanson.
Exactly.
Were you really going to say that?
Yes. Hanson.
Hanson.
And there's a famous Hanson story. My older brother's friend, Andy, goes like this. And this is just shows you this is a different era, 96, 97.
Phenomenon.
Thinking was different, dude, you know? Hanson comes out. Andy, cool guy. One of my brother's friends, Andy, coolest guy there is. He was over at our house one time, and a couple of my brother's friends were there too, some of their guy friends. They were all like in 8th grade, I think. And he goes, dude, that middle Hanson chick's pretty hot. And we all go, you fucking idiot! That's a dude!
Well, that was the
It was
thing,
amazing, bro.
And that's like, you get older, you realize that's like a cultural tradition
Yeah.
for, like, you know, Harry Styles, Bowie.
Yes.
It's a constant, the androgynous kind of sex icon from the male side.
Yes.
But to us, I had no frame of reference for it. And dude, I remember being attracted to them and then also liking the music
So good.
and then having to hide it. Because it was not cool to like Hanson.
No.
Boom, bop, boom, bop, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop.
Dude, it's so fucking good,
Chumbawamba, was that around that time?
Tub thumping.
Yeah.
I get knocked down.
And I get up again.
So good.
Austin Powers was 3rd grade.
Yes.
Or that's when I discovered it. It might have been 2nd grade, but 3rd grade is when you can't overstate what a phenomenon that was. And yeah, 3rd grade's a great year. You're still just a kid.
Yeah, you're cruising around, dude.
But
I think I got my first citation. I put glue in a kid's hair on the bus to impress the older kids.
dude, that's a great point about 3rd grade. That was the first year I started getting bad grades and getting into trouble. That's like when you actually have to start to put in some effort. And like the kids who get in trouble preschool to 2nd grade have like real clinical issues.
Correct. That's what those grades are for. Is
Yeah.
to find out who these kids are.
They're not like cut out
Give them other
for
programs.
like the system,
Yeah.
you know, whether it's their fault or not.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. But 3rd and 4th grade is when I started to be like, oh, I'm kind of a problem too. And my like ADHD stuff started. I started getting unsatisfactories.
Yeah.
Oh, because I think 3rd grade too might be the first year you get real letter grades for all your different classes.
Yeah. And it's a huge year. Remember cursive?
Dude, I was going to talk
How
about this
big
with
that
3rd
was
grade.
built up?
And I don't think they teach cursive anymore.
Maybe not, but it was scary.
You're an adult. And older kids used to flex on you.
They
about
would tell you, can you write cursive?
Can you write cursive? You don't even know how to write cursive. And then like they'd kind of, dude, I love like the 4th grader who acts like an old timer, like like they're like the old guy and like they're like Red in Shawshank. They're like, dude, man, what grade are you in? You're like, I'm in 2nd. They're like, oh man, wait till 3rd grade. Cursive, bro.
Dude, exactly.
You're not even ready, dude. You're not even ready.
Dude, it's crazy. And your times tables? Ooh, start practicing now, bro.
Yeah, no, and you'd
Start
be stressing out. You'd be
practicing,
like,
yeah.
dude, dog, I don't know if I can handle it,
It was
dude.
terrifying, dude. Terrifying.
Cursive.
Huge.
And
And
then
the
you-
word curse is in there. It just sounds scary.
And you thought you were going to do it for the rest of your life.
Totally. I've never used it once.
No teacher wants to read cursive.
No.
It's probably good they don't teach
That's
it
terrible
anymore.
penmanship, too, so no.
It was beautiful. It was fun to write. Hard. Do you remember your hand being tired?
Yes. My hand would hurt. I would press the pencil. I always held the pencil wrong, too. I still do, so. It's bad.
And then third grade, you're playing sports, but it's still kind of innocent.
Yeah. Soccer.
I don't think
soccer
sports dads are getting
practice.
psycho yet. Sports dads don't really start getting psycho until like 5th grade.
Yeah, when it's like majors, when you start, which I think is like 5th
Yeah.
grade, is when you start playing majors in Little League Baseball.
That's when you can steal bases
Yes,
now.
and it's kid pitch. When it's machine pitch or T-ball, it's whatever. If there's a psycho dad there, they usually get escorted out of the field. But if psycho dads are like accepted once kids are starting to pitch.
Yeah, once you get to 5th grade, it's like you kind of need to be a psycho
And there's
dad.
all stars.
And that's when they start being like all-stars and stuff like that. Yeah, totally. That's when they start really Yeah, because 5th grade's also where you try out and they're like, hey, you didn't make majors. You got to be,
Exactly.
that's when they start being like, hey, there's different leagues for people.
It's brutal.
And I think that's when did they start tackling in football? I think you can do it in like 3rd grade.
Yeah, I think so. I think like 5th grade. No, yeah, there's like really young tackle football. Yeah, I think 3rd.
I think 3rd or 4th grade, you're
Little
allowed to
kids.
start hitting.
Yeah,
Which is like,
insane. Concussions.
they can't allow that anymore,
probably not. They
right?
probably do.
All right, so what do we got left? Okay, let's go.
I think our last one. I think we're on 11th grade.
Wow. Well, 2nd grade.
Oh yeah, is it second or 11th?
But 11th grade should have been higher, honestly.
I know.
But
it's a hard year of your. I thought when you said 7th, you were gonna say 11th, because 11th is hard. Or wait, or where do you want to go right here?
no, I don't think 11th. Well, see, it might have been hard for you because did you start stressing? Junior year is when you start stressing about college.
Exactly, you're stressed.
I
remember being stressed.
I'd already been kicked out of school.
You're chilling.
I was just trying not to like. Dude, honestly, sophomore, junior year was just me trying not to get sent to military school.
Fuck.
That's when my dad started bringing home the brochures and being like, he's like, you want to go to Mount Vernon? Be like, what? Thank God for my mom. She was like, because she got sent to boarding school. She's like, if you send him there, I will leave. I will go with him.
Yeah.
And then my dad was like, damn it, Monica. And I was like, yeah, mom, stay strong.
Exactly.
Stay strong. Like,
Mom,
do not
no.
let me get sent, bro. Like wilderness camps were on the
fuck
table.
that, bro.
But
Yeah.
junior year, good year. We read, English. Do you remember the 2 books? I remember, I think, the 2. And I have a funny story about it, actually.
I don't remember.
Us was Last of the Mohicans,
great movie.
and book was kind of boring. I didn't even read it, but kind of boring. And then Scarlet Letter.
Oh, the Scarlet Letter,
And
bro. Yeah,
I'm in
Nathaniel
Mr. Pye.
Hawthorne.
Dude, I would participate in every classroom discussion, even though I didn't read shit. And then, but for the final question on the Scarlet Letter test was, the genius move out of teacher goes, because he knew half the class didn't read it, he just goes, write the ending. Dude, I wrote 5 pages on what the ending of Scarlet Letter was. On page 4 of my grade, he just goes, not the ending.
Amazing, dude.
I just made up a different ending. But I spent like 30 minutes just writing out. I was like, I think this is probably where I was headed. And then just totally whiffed on it. And he just wrote, not the ending. D. Still gave me a D, which was nice.
Good, you tried. You didn't not do it.
He gave me some points for effort. But that was English, and then I'm trying
that
to
was
think
a
the other
tough one.
classes.
I read a book called The Awakening, actually. I remember that. I was in AP English that year.
Oh,
then
so
senior
you
year,
were
I said,
beasting.
fuck that. It was too much work. You would read like a book a month.
Well, dude, that's why you were stressed out too. Because when I did summer school sophomore year to make up for classes, you were in there
To do it, I did geometry so I could do pre-cal.
to go higher.
Yeah, and I sucked at
That's when
calculus
you.
and pre-cal.
And then sophomore
Oh.
summer, your parents sent you away to be a congressional page in D.C.
Yeah, dude, that was my first job technically ever, dude. Working in the House of Representatives, dude. Chris Cox, dude, former chairman of the SEC. I think he got in a little bit of trouble. And it was a fun experience, though.
You had some
dude.
good
Like living in a
stories.
dorm, it was cool, man.
And
Spending
you were
in
like,
DC.
you were hobnobbing with like,
It was a
deal
awesome.
makers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you travel on these little trams under the White House, or the Capitol building, I mean. It was fucking amazing, dude.
I did anatomy junior year. That was really fun. Of all the science classes, besides biology, that was probably my favorite because it was easier to remember and more interesting to me. Like I was like, oh, the bones of the body. That's kind of cool. Like the occipital bone. Like you learn that there's like 14 different things in your head and they're all combined. You learn that pigs have very similar insides, and back in the day they used to chop them up to figure out what we looked like.
And it was active, too. Like, I didn't really enjoy the dissections, but I did enjoy that it wasn't me sitting down having someone talk at me.
Yeah, it was. You're off the book.
Yeah, I'm like, get me off the book. Let's get into this
What'd you guys
dissection.
dissect?
Dude, we did frogs and cats.
We did a cat.
Yeah.
Did you have to like skin the cat too?
No, it was already like, yeah, we did have to peel it back.
We had to like peel the skin off. That took forever.
Yeah,
it was
gross.
like doing like
Yeah.
a job. Like I was just sitting there for like
Yeah.
a week, just like, how's it? That was gross.
I remember freshman year in biology. Remember the weird lab lady that would come in? That weird lady,
Yeah.
Irish lady. I remember we did rats that year, and I put 2 tails in my. I cut a tail out like a real psycho. Cut the tail off one rat and stuck it into my rat, and I was like, my rat's got 2 tails. She's like, whoa, an anomaly. And then she came over and saw that it was fake, and she's like, oh, you betrayed me. Like
Yeah.
she really felt
No,
betrayed.
she was intense.
Yeah.
Dude, teachers coming
I
apart.
think she took some vodka. I think she took a shot of vodka right after that. Dude. That lady had a
that was a
glow.
rip
She
on
had
one
a
of our Spanish
glow.
teachers. One of our Spanish teachers blamed me.
Really?
And said that I spread the rumor that she was on booze. She made a
Fuck.
joke about it in front of class to me. She's like, oh, JT, sorry, I was just enjoying my vodka. And then in front of the whole class, she's like, do you know why I made that joke? Because some people think I drink. And I was like, lady, I didn't start that rumor. And by the way, I know it on good information that I know some upperclassmen have,
Yeah.
they've seen you do it.
Yeah.
I didn't call her out. I'm not a narc. I didn't do it.
Dude, you're not tattletelling. You're just saying facts.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say no, but she
Didn't say
thought it was
shit.
me. She put it on me, and I said, look, I heard it, but I didn't start it. Yeah, junior year, good year. You're driving. You're kind of cool.
Yeah, you're going to the parties or whatever. You're in there. You're hanging with some seniors, but you're not top dog. I mean,
People start
people have
starting on
girlfriends.
varsity.
Yeah, you're not
People
on
start
JV.
making it. You know what's cool about junior year? People start ending up in the newspaper.
Yeah, with articles because they're
The
playing
local
well.
paper.
Yes.
That was cool.
That was very cool. What else do you have? YouTube was launched that year.
Whoa.
Yeah, 04, 05.
I didn't get hip to it until I was like a senior.
Same. Not till later.
The phone is going, oh, dude.
Cell phones, dude.
Bro. We missed a huge thing from all of this.
What?
Instant messenger, dude.
Bro. That's the most massive thing ever. I mean, this is from freshman year. You're in AOL and
Seventh grade. I jumped
think,
on
yeah, middle
first time
school.
seventh grade I got on
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
AOL Instant Messenger was the most important thing in my life.
It was huge.
As soon as I would finish homework, hop on AIM and see every girl's screen name was either brown eyes or their hair color.
all the pretty girls at our high school.
Little
did that.
blondie, brown-eyed, whatever, then a number. My screen name, are you ready for this?
I think I remember the number on Little Blondie.
So do I.
What?
587.
Oh, really? I
Was it
thought it was
587?
481. You might be right.
I think it was
If
587.
she listens to this, that's going to crack her up.
And then,
Yeah.
and then Christy, I think, was brown-eyed girl 2284.
Stop talking about Christy.
Sorry, dude. This is my high school crush, dude. Sorry, dude. Sorry.
No, me too.
But no one knows. I don't say the last name.
Yeah.
And I'm a married man, dude.
Yeah. No,
Um,
for sure. Yeah.
Anyway,
Your lady's way better.
bro, you would get a fucking, she is my fucking dank ass wife. You would hear a song lyric, bro, and you'd put it in there, dude. Huge for your away message.
Yours, dude. Yours was, what was yours? It was Live Fast, Die Young or something like
Oh,
that?
dude, I did
From Ski Patrol?
Live Life, Taste Death. Huge. But yeah, dude, I can't believe it. Thank God you mentioned that.
It was big.
Huge.
Dude, when you would go down
Massive.
when you would go in like an hour, couple long conversation with someone. Also, one of our buddies, I'm not going to name names on this. He used to do a thing. This was straight up just bullying. We'd get like 10 maniacs in a chat, and then we'd invite someone in to bully them. And people would come in, and it was
Psycho.
And the person would come and be like, "Oh my God, is today my day?" And we'd be like, "Yeah, it's on." And then they try to the ringleader for this. They try to ambush him one day.
Whoa.
And he went scorched earth on everybody. He said the unsayable things.
Whoa.
And it had a long tail. It was like relationships were damaged.
Damn.
It's a Real Housewives kind of shit.
That is. Dude, so crazy doing AOL Instant Messenger. So gnarly, but so fun, formative. Dude. I thought I was going to be there until I was 40.
Did you ever ask a girl out on there, and then when she said no, say that your brother was the one on the...
Of course, I would say something like that. Oh, my brother got... Yeah, absolutely. So thank God I had a brother that I could get away with that with. Thank God. Yeah,
Or
of
pretend
course I would
to be-
use that.
Someone
Oh,
would
dude,
leave. Someone would leave their login information.
Or
in your
would you
place.
be a bad bro and go over to sleep over at someone's house so you'd both be on
Oh, yeah, you're
your
always-
screen name, and so then you would say stuff ordinarily that you wouldn't, but under like
You'd workshop it with other
bots.
people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, and then we can agree second grade sucks because Aaron's got to get the fuck out of here.
I just don't remember a thing from
I don't remember
second grade.
anything. I remember nothing. I remember nothing from second grade.
Do you remember anything from second grade?
Handball was maybe cooler.
Handball was good.
No, not really.
JT, you're the fucking man. Thanks for coming on here. Great
Very
idea. This was so
nostalgic,
fun. It was nostalgic. I'm glad that we didn't do too much of our highlights from high school, just talking about how cool we were in our parties.
I think
But
we
honestly,
did a lot of that.
good. Okay. Maybe a balance. Honestly, I had to check myself a lot from just bragging about cool stuff. A lot.
You were cool,
No.
man. Still are.
It's fun, dude. It was the best. You're the man, dude. Thanks for coming on. JT Parr. What else? What do you got?
I know. I think we remembered a good chunk of the curric, and I'm happy about that.
I had to do a little research on it. Dude, I try to look up at like state curriculum, like what it is. Dude, it's like 25-page documents. On like what they're
Really?
teaching. It's like too gnarly.
I looked up what books do you read at a certain year of high school, and they just had a collection of all high school
Same.
books.
That's what I would look
They
at
didn't
too,
break
and
it
I'd be
down.
like, I did this, that.
Yeah, they didn't have the years down. I think teacher to teacher, there's a little bit of flow.
Ranges.
Also, private school didn't have to follow the curriculum
You're Right.
As they didn't have to teach the book as much. So you got some. You also had teachers who didn't have a teaching credential. That's
Correct.
something
That's
you could
what's
do.
kind of crazy. Your parents are paying for you to go to private school where your teacher could literally just be anyone.
I had a 21-year-old teacher my senior year, but we ended up being like best buds. But they had no experience.
Yeah. It was fucking crazy. All right, dude. Fucking stoked, dude. Danktorians. Leave a review. Check out the Patreon. I haven't been active on there, but appreciate you guys even being there. Questions, comments, corrections, anything. Share some memories with us. DMs, all that type of shit. JT Parr, thank you so much. You're a
thank
freaking
you,
legend, dude.
Aaron, how do you think we did?
Man.
Did you agree with our rankings?
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Sounds really
Agree for a second.
Yeah, you thought second grade was the best. You thought second grade was the best?
No.
All right, later, Kings.
Dude, Aaron loves second grade, dude.